Hey guys!
We're here today to check out the latest from Sabaton, the Unkillable soldier. Now, for once in our life, I decided to check out the press release from Nuclear Blast to find out more about this story before we press play. Because we always get fucking reamed in the comment section that we don't know the story before we press play on the video.
You know,
I watch the song and listen to the whatever, and then I'll go find out the story afterwards.
But listen, we actually used to do that though.
Back in the day?
Back in the day, we used to actually go and search up what it was about before we would watch the video.
I got lazy.
But then we got lazy, yeah.
We got lazy. But anyways, this one seemed a little bit more appropriate because the Unkillable soldier, I've never heard this story before, or I had no clue what it was about, and it kind of intrigued me. So, the press release from Nuclear Blast says that this is the story of Adrien Carton de Viart, a Belgium-born British Army soldier who fought in 4 wars over 6 decades, and he was never killed. Now, he lost a hand, I believe. What else did he lose? He lost an eye?
Oh, fuck, I know this guy. I know this.
Oh, you guys went to school together or something?
No. We didn't go to school.
I know this guy.
Yeah, I know this guy. But
yeah, we're buddies. Like, you know.
No, I know this.
I have him on my WhatsApp group.
Wait, what's his name again?
Adrien Carton de Viart.
Yeah. I know this.
And on his deathbed, he said, "I enjoyed the war."
Yeah.
Wow, this guy was badass.
Yeah.
Let me just put that out there.
All you had to say was he lost the arm and the eye.
Well, I thought it was the hand.
The hand.
I think it's the hand.
Once you said that, I'm like, fuck, I know this.
You know the story.
I know the story. Okay.
Okay, so at least now everybody knows the story. So are you ready to listen to the song and watch the video now?
Yeah, this actually will probably make me enjoy it even more.
Or that you know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, after this, we'll find out how you know about it because I'm intrigued.
Okay.
After this, all right, let's check this out.
Trenches and mud, so Belgium and Ireland with war in his blood, leading the charge into hostile barrage. I said, you're right for the front line. Studied law with our thirst for war, fought in Africa once and more. Back in Europe, then straight to France, he's joining the Allied advance. Through the Somme and the Devil's Wood, all the battles that he withstood. Soldier, enjoy the war. He always kept coming for more. Never die, shot through the eye. Never surrender, however they try. How they try, shot through the eye. He'll never die. At the edge of madness, in a time of sadness, when a mortal soldier finds his home, thrown under fire, of a church and wire. No fear of death is unshakable. Battles when he was shot, kept on fighting and never stopped. In a Roscambre, Passchendaele, ignoring his wounds, he prevailed. Save the day, he'll never stray, facing the foes that are coming his way. Come his way, he'll never stray, saving the day. At the edge of madness, in a time of sadness, when a mortal soldier finds his home.
that's what he said on his deathbed. All right. So let me start off by asking you, how did you know about the story?
Okay, so I can't remember exactly which channel, but it could be this one. A channel called Simply History, and they put like a cartoon together of stuff, obviously history, Simply History, and I believe it was either this channel or a different channel, but they did a video on this guy, and that's where on his story, and that's where I learned about him. And then I just remember the cartoon of like the eye patch and stuff, and then I remember searching it up, and I couldn't find what his name was, and then I ended up finding out, how it was spelled, and I found, him. And then that was like a couple months ago, and then I haven't really, done anything with that information.
Yeah, you were just
I
curious.
was very curious. I saw the story, I'm like, fuck, this is really cool. I totally forgot about it, and then...
Now it's a song from Sabaton.
Now it's a song from Sabaton. So now he's been immortalized somewhat in a Sabaton song here.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. All right, so now that you shared with us how you knew this story, I had no idea until I read the press release. But I'm big into history and stuff, but I'm not diving deep into all the nitty gritties.
It's not in your recommended on YouTube. For me, it is.
Yeah, I don't get into the nitty gritty of who's who of World War I, World War II, or any other wars for that matter.
Find fun stories.
No, you're more into that kind of stuff. It's not my thing. I mean, I like stories and I like history and I like to know about certain things, but it's not like I'm searching for it. I'm not diving deep into it. So anyways, now that we got that part out of the way, let's break this down into two different aspects. Let's talk about the video first, and then let's talk about the song. Let's make the video part quicker than the song, because I really want to get your feedback on this. But video-wise, what did you think about this video from Sabaton?
I like the video. I really like the video. I was wondering when he was going to get the mustache, because that's what I do remember, is the mustache.
Speaking of mustaches, Tommy's mustache, my God, it's absolutely pouring glory.
I mean,
it's pouring glory.
It was like this in the Christmas truce.
I know, like, I almost wish he would actually let it grow in real life.
But I found it weird.
At least for November.
I found it weird, like, Sabaton are making themselves the bad guys here.
One part about the video, I know it's there's a little bit of comedy behind it, because they try to kill the guy so many freaking times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like Sabaton versus 1914. They're trying to kill the guy so many freaking times, put him away, but they can't. They can't. And then at the end, they gang up on the guy and they just freaking shoot him to death on the ground.
And then he's still alive.
And he's still alive. I get the lighthearted aspect of the video, but to be honest with you, I wasn't a big fan of it. I actually wasn't a big fan of it. If you're gonna portray, or not portray, but if you're gonna tell a story of somebody, I think you have to take it slightly more serious.
Yeah,
and I think you have to.
Should have done though.
I think you have to play it almost as a documentary.
No, but I found it weird. I found it weird that they're the bad. Like, even in the Christmas truce, they were on both sides. They were on both sides, so it made sense, But this one, it didn't really make sense. Like, why? Like,
why not make them part of his crew?
I was gonna say, because like he was part of a crew, and he was hanging out, and they were the ones who were dragging him back from inside, like, on the.
And the other part about the video that I didn't like is that they made him look a little bit like a cowboy. Like, I'm sure in battle he wasn't not like running into the trenches by himself with a machine gun. He lost his eye, lost his arm in battle, but I don't think he did it like all cavalier about it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure those things happen during like hard-fought battles.
Exactly.
Not like the guy like smoking a doobie in the back and then just fucking, hey, you know what?
When he got shot in the eye, he's like, oh,
let me just run. He was running by himself towards the trenches. So I get the fact that the guy was indestructible.
Listen, I'm not gonna say anything about that, because I only remember the guy. I don't.
But you okay?
I don't remember.
But
the
you
story.
really think he lost his eye by running into the trenches by himself with a machine gun, like
through no man's land? I don't know.
The way the video.
I'm not gonna say anything because I don't remember, and I'm not gonna just act like. I know.
Oh, I don't know the story. I'm not saying if.
But you're just saying from
an overall perspective,
from a human brain part of this. No human brain in a war would say, "Yeah, let me just go out there and."
I mean, that's suicide.
That's basically suicide. Yeah,
it's suicide. So what I'm saying is, even the part at the end where they're all surrounding, shooting him in the ground.
That's unneeded. That was unneeded.
To me, if you are creating a song to honor the memory of a guy who was in the, I understand that they would try to add a little bit of comedy to it. because the whole idea is the guy's indestructible, so it doesn't matter what we do, we can't kill the guy. I get that, but you're not talking about Deadpool here. You're not writing a song about Deadpool. You're writing a song about a person that lived, that existed, that you're trying to honor. And I think the video actually does a little bit of the contrary to that. So I'm honestly not a fan of this video. Perhaps of all the Sabaton videos that we've ever done on the channel, this is my least favorite video of them all, because in every single video that they've done, they've always found a way to honor whoever it was that was represented in the video. And I feel like they took a little bit of a cavalier approach with this video. Once again, I understand how you're trying to portray it as a guy who can die, so you're kind of almost making it seem like a comedy, adding a comedic value to it, but to me, there's no comedy to be had here. I mean, I would rather see this more as a documentary.
More as a serious video.
More a serious video, and have them as part of his crew, not necessarily against him. That's my take. I don't care what you guys say on the comment section. That's how I feel about it. I'm disappointed with the video because I don't feel like the video really portrays who he was, and it's not doing really any service to the person as far as honoring his memory. It's kind of making it feel like a joke, and honestly, I didn't like it. That's just my take. I didn't like it, and I'm not a snowflake. I'm not. But we're not talking about an hailstorm here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you have a history and a tradition of using your videos as a way to create almost a documentary to the story that you're telling. And I think they took too many liberties.
This is one.
Yeah,
Listen,
I felt like they took too many liberties.
I'm not going to go the same way you're going. I do think some things were not needed, but I also think that I'm not going to say, because like I said, I did forget about, I'm going to actually go back and watch that video.
And it was really needed to have a really hot nurse. I mean, I don't mind the hot nurse, don't get me wrong, but at one point in time when I'm watching the video, you start to think that the guy is trying to get hurt on purpose to spend time with a hot nurse.
Which obviously, I don't think that
obviously that was not the case either. So, not a fan of the video whatsoever. I'm going on the record right now. I don't think there's going to be anybody on any reaction video because everybody's going to have a jizz face on. Nobody's going to say what I'm saying right now, but I'm standing my ground. I will die on this hill. Okay. I will die on this hill.
Okay. But all I'm saying is that, like I don't remember. I'm going to go back and watch it. So I'm not going to say anything about, historical stuff in the video. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to make myself look stupid.
But I'm not.
But
I don't think I'm offside here.
What I do agree with you is, I mean, they've made themselves the Germans before in these videos. But
I don't have a problem with that. But on this one, I feel like, why not just make yourselves part of his crew?
No, but so they've done it before in other videos, and they've worked in other videos because it's supposed like. There's
fine.
no problem.
I don't have an issue. That's not what I have an issue with.
I have no problem with it, especially in the Christmas truce. No problem. But in this one, especially, the whole of them trying to kill him is kind of weird. Like, they could have been a part of his crew because there were parts of arm in arm and them dragging him out of no man's land after he got shot in the eye. Like, that could have been Chuck Liddell.
Or him on the streets trying to convince other people to sign up to go and fight in the war.
That could have been them.
That could have been them.
Like...
All right. You're not going as far as I am going.
But I'm saying they could have switched sides.
But you're not that far off.
They could have switched sides here.
All right.
And been more a part of it. Because it did feel...
It's weird for them to be the bad guys. It starts off weird like that, and then the whole video becomes even weirder by the minute.
I feel like the ending where they're just shooting him on the ground, like... I know it's to...
I know it's all part of the shtick. I get it, but I don't like the shtick.
It was unneeded.
I don't like the shtick.
It was unneeded.
I said we were going to make this part shorter, then we we're going to talk about the song. We've been talking about this for a while now. So moving on to the track. What do you think about this song? It's the third single.
I was going to ask you what you thought about the song.
I asked you first.
But I'm asking you now.
The reverse Uno card. All right, so...
Because I'm going to tell you honestly...
Okay, so just go and say it.
Fine. Fuck it. I'll tell you honestly, the song to me was like second fiddle to the
previous
video.
Two?
No, to the video at least.
Well, I didn't like the video, so you're telling me that the song is even worse than the video?
No, because I was focusing more on the video. Because I was also wondering when he was going to get his glorious mustache.
Listen, this song to me has... I love Swedish hits goes metal or whatever it's called, the thing that Tommy does.
Yeah.
And this song, it almost sounds like something that out of that. It has... The previous track had it too. This 80s influence pop ABBA sound that this album seems to have, I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of. I'm going to be 100% honest here. of the 3 singles they've released so far, the only one that I'm totally sold on
Is Christmas
is the
Truce?
Christmas Truce.
Yeah, that one's a really good
For
one.
me, the other so far these 2 have been like,
They're supposed. I feel like Sabaton is supposed to have more of a roughness to them. They are talking about more leg pounding. You're supposed to. I mean, they are talking about war here. They're not like
fucking disco balls.
exactly.
And shit.
I feel like this one. Like I said, it's like second place of the video because I was more focused on the video. But the parts of the song I was getting into, it's just like a Sabaton song.
There's nothing new.
It was a Sabaton song. It was a good song in my opinion. I think it's not something that's going to go on my playlist, but it's not something I'm going to shut off when I'm listening to. It's in that category for me. It's a Sabaton song.
It's a perfect song to go to the toilet during a concert.
Definitely. But
I've heard it before, and I'll hear it again. Whatever.
yeah,
It's
Actually,
like it's kind of meh. It's in the long list of today we're destroying Sabaton on the channel here. There's no way
I love the guys.
I love the guys, and there's no way I'm ever going to land another interview with any of them going forward. But I'm okay with that because one of the reasons I hope people come to this channel to watch the 2 of us is the fact that we don't hold back and we say how we feel.
Yeah.
And we're not here to pump tires to anybody, regardless of who they are and how close we are with them and whatever relationships. I really believe people come here because they know they may not agree with us.
Definitely.
But
and I
they
feel
go-
like this comment section.
Yeah, you know, and that's fine. You may not agree with us, but at least you're going to get an honest opinion from our point of view. And you may not agree, and that's fine. You don't have to agree. But you're going to get an honest opinion. If there's one thing I pride myself is when people come to watch our videos, they get an honest opinion regardless if they agree with the opinion or not. We're not here to pump anybody's tires. And that's to me something that I hold dear to. I could sit here and praise the song, praise the video, because I know that's what the masses want to hear and all of that stuff. But that's not how I feel. I hated the video, right? And the song feels so meh.
It's a generic.
It's just such a generic cookie cutter Sabaton song that doesn't really make me feel one way or another.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? You know, in wrestling, I'm going to pull a wrestling term. You know in wrestling, when those random guys come out of the back with like that generic guitar song, and then they lose in like 5 seconds?
Or they don't even have an intro.
Or sometimes they don't have an
intro. The match starts already with them sitting
in
the ring.
But sometimes they do have an intro, and it's like a generic guitar song, and it's nothing really special. And
they just have trunks. They don't even have trunks. They don't even have a gimmick or anything.
And you know for a fact, I wonder how long it's going to take.
Yeah, it's going to be like 2 seconds before this.
That's exactly what this reminds me of. It's just a generic. It's like if Sabaton was the wrestling company. It's a generic song.
It feels to me that it doesn't hold water to previous Sabaton songs. It continues,
and it should. And the sad part is, it should, because with a story like this, how do you not make a fucking amazing song?
But the song itself didn't even feel bombastic.
No,
it didn't have that leg pounding aspect. Think of a song like Bismarck. Think of a song like Night Witches, and then think of this one.
Which one are you listening to?
Which one are you going to listen to?
It's going to be a tough decision between Bismarck and Night Witches, but this one's already out of the question.
Okay, 40-1. 40-1. All right? Like, that one, this one. Shiroyama. That one, this one.
Oh, definitely Shiroyama. Yep.
It doesn't hold water. It continues that 80s Swedish hits go metal vibe, which I don't mind that, but I don't want that in Sabaton. I don't mind that, but not in Sabaton.
But,
so it continues that Swedish hits goes metal from the previous one into this one, and it's just like...
But you need... The thing is, you need songs, especially from Sabaton, like I was
saying.
The
solo was the only saving grace.
Yeah, but you need songs with grit. This should have had grit. This should have had
It should be almost like a Fields of Verdun kind of song, like with that...
I was saying more of a Soldier of Three Armies. Which would have been perfect for
White
this.
Death.
Or White Death. Something like that.
That has like...
Which is about one person.
And you feel like you're actually there with them in the fucking trenches.
Exactly. Because those songs are about a certain person and the amazing things they did during the war, their respective wars. I mean, it's basically... He's number 3 in that list. He should have gotten a really good song, too.
This is like if Ailstorm wrote a song about, I don't know, like Blackbeard. And turns out Blackbeard shaved his beard. You know what I mean? Like... It's
just... Turns out Blackbeard didn't have a black beard, it was a goatee.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently
it was all fake news. You know what I mean?
It was just a really long soul patch.
It's just, to me, like... I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this album at all. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say I'm not looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to see how more they can dig a hole and stick this album into it.
Into that hole, yeah.
You know, and I was a little bit concerned when they announced the album and they announced that they were going to go back to World War One when they already had been there in the previous record.
Previous album.
And I was like, oh man, like, really? You don't have anything else to talk about? Like, we're going back into this?
I swear the world has a lot of history.
There's a lot of wars. There's a lot of things have happened. You can do an album just with battleships. Like, wars on the sea.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that.
It could not just be about one war. It could literally be about different wars.
Different wars, but all that had ship battles.
Battles, yeah.
Or one with planes. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Or taking a hill. Like, different battles that were about taking... You can do some... Going back to... When they announced they were going back to war, I was already like, all right. I feel like there was some writer's block, and they have some leftover material that didn't make the cut on the previous album, so they're gonna, like... You know, fix it up a little bit, but give it a new paint job and throw it out there.
But they could have easily, done a whole album about, you know, different people of history, and just each song is on a certain person. This would have fit into that album, only being a little bit better. Easily that could have happened. I mean, there's so much different stuff that this has happened in the history of this world. This world wasn't only created from the 1800s to now. I swear there was a couple more years behind there.
Do an album about the Civil War in the States, for example. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much material. Seriously, there's really a lot. Like, you know, so anyways. I don't want to continue to beat a dead horse here, but not sold on this. No, I'm really not. Really not. I'm slowly walking away from the Sabaton bandwagon. Like, the bandwagon is in front of me, and I'm kind of...
And I still have my playlist with me.
Slowly,
I can
walk
walk away,
merging in. You know that meme of Homer Simpson slowly walking
back into the hedge?
Into the hedge? That's me right now.
But for
that's
me,
me right now.
That's me, but I still have my playlist with Bismarck and Night Witches on it.
No, I still do too, but I'm
walking
still walking back into the
stuff.
hedges. You know what I mean? It's just what it is.
I'm gonna sound like one of those guys who's like, I like old Sabaton better. It's like
the In Flames. We're gonna have an In Flames argument about Sabaton. Fuck, the old Sabaton battle was way better. This new Sabaton is garbage. You know, so yeah, I honestly feel like there's gonna be the simps, the Sabaton simps that love everything that Sabaton does, and they're gonna come in this comment section and tell us what kind of morons we are, and that's totally fine. I mean, every opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, so you guys are free to have yours, and we have ours. So it is what it is. It is. I stand by mine. This is the hill that I'm dying on.
I'm just saying, for me, it's just the song was just very generic, and I think
now there's gonna be like millions of people agreeing that every single song from Sabaton is very generic. So.
Okay, but
This is more generic than the others.
This is more generic than, and also I started cutting away some songs that I listened to on my phone from Sabaton that I also feel are kind of generic. But I have kept Shiroyama. I've kept Night Witches. You know, those are songs that are not generic. Those are songs are. You know, that's the song. There hasn't been a song that has really reminded me of it that much.
Okay.
So those songs will continue to stay on my playlist for as long as humanly possible. But some other songs that, you know, I've kind of moved away from have kind of left the playlist.
All right. So, once again, guys, hit us up in the comment section. This is going to be a fun one.
They're going to hit us in the comment section.
This is going to be a fun one. All right, we'll see you guys at the next video. Some of you are going to unsubscribe, and that's totally fine by me, honestly. If you're coming here for me to pump your tires, then you're coming to the wrong channel. I can give you a dozen of other channels that you can go to that they do that. Exactly that. They pump people's tires. If you come here to hear somebody else's opinion, and sometimes that opinion is going to be different from yours. It is what it is. It's life. Learn how to live with it. We'll see you at the next video.
See ya.